Hello again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to the instant match reaction following Fulham 2, Ipswich Town 2 in the Premier League. Gone in 60 seconds from hitting the post, euphoria of hitting the post and thinking we may have won it, to obviously a penalty conceded and their second of the game and taking a point. But what did you make of it this afternoon? With you watching live, do get active in our live chat. We need you. We need your opinions. We'll try and get as many as we can on the show. If you're watching on catch up, FTA, comment for that algorithm. Let us know what you thought of it. Is it a good point on the road? Is it 2 points dropped? Who stood out? Key moment of the game? All of that we want to hear from you. And don't forget, we are partnered with the East Anglian Air Ambulance Lottery. Play and support the lifesaving work of the EAAA by playing the East Anglian Air Ambulance Lottery. The easy way to play is online. Link is in our description. Head there. Click it after the show, obviously. You want to watch us first, unless you want to go and win some money. Sign up now for just £1 per ticket for a chance to win one of 18 weekly prizes, ranging from £50 to £1,000. Players must be aged 18 or over. Please be gamble aware. We've got Benjamin Dow. That's a hard one to accept. Looked comfortable for the win. Leaf gave away the penalty. Still a point away from home against Fulham is a better than we have lost. Andy says, hope that's stupid. Penalty doesn't cost us come the end of the season. Harps, great performance. Such a shame. Straight after Clark hit the post. Chris Boyd, damn. Games like that, we desperately need the points. We're never going to have many chances. We're never going to have many chances with the way we set up. We must have dropped nearly 20 points from winning positions. It's the difference. Yeah, it's a big blow, but it's a point on the road. It's a very good Fulham side. That's a good takeaway of it. We've got the shy shark, if buts and maybes. But for me, if we could have held on to 3 points today, that could have made all the difference by the end of the game. Right, I'll bring in Curtis. Curtis, welcome in. What's your thoughts on 2-2 away at Fulham?
It just feels a bit sore, doesn't it? It feels a bit sore at the end there, but you know what? I mean, you can look at it a bit of glass half empty and say it's 2 points dropped, but it's a point gained. It's not a defeat. And again, we can go back on the Jack Clark hitting the post and conceding the penalty so soon after, but Nathan Broadhead also made the Fulham keeper pulled out a very, very good save with his pinger of a shot. So these chances that they will fall for us, and sometimes they'll go in, and sometimes they won't. I think today it's just going to feel a bit sore, but I'm not as downcast as what some may feel after the game. It's a bit of a sore one to take at the end, especially with the way we conceded that equaliser right at the end. But it's fine. It's fine. It's a point gained. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, you can't have too many complaints with either penalty, really. I've got more complaint from our perspective with the Morsey foul. Davis gets turned a bit, and he obviously tries to make a tackle with his back to the ball. Never great, but the Morsey foul for me, that's a really poor penalty to concede.
It's in my opinion. I mean, I know the commentators at the end of the game there were saying how what Davis did was almost like a lazy leg out, but if anything, I thought the Morsey one was a lot lazier than that, because the player had gone past him at that point. And I know you try and stick your foot out. I know you try and stick your foot out, but I thought that seemed a lot lazier than that, and there was no real need to do that. But again, you can't argue with either of the penalties. They're both stonewallers. I was just surprised that especially for the Morsey one, I was surprised that the referee took a while to actually give it.
Yeah.
But again, like, you focus on the positives. Went straight down the other end. Delat again passed straight through to him. Stonewall penalty on that end. Finished it extremely well. No keeper, even I would imagine if he dived the right way, with the power that was behind that, he himself would get taken into the back of the net. So there's positives to go with that. It's a point away from home, and it's a win and a draw in our last two. We ended last year with a win. We started this year with a draw. We'll have players coming in now, whoever that is, Godfrey to begin with.
Well, yeah, just a second.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm not. It's easy to feel a bit sore after that with the way it ended. But I'm not too downcast. I'm okay. It's just one of them. I think Davis, I think
it's the manner in which you've got the point, isn't it, Curtis? Because obviously before the game, if I'd said to you 2-2 draw away from home, did you accept that? You probably would have said yes, because Fulham, haven't lost in since November the 23rd. They're a good side. They score a lot of goals in the latter stages of games. You'd have said, 2-2, 1-1. I'll take that all day long. But it's the manner, isn't it? As always with football, it's the manner. You hold on, you hit the post, you think and it's. I guess it's that game of fine margins, isn't it? Jack Clark hasn't really had that moment where his career's taken off at Town. if that goes, 6 inches more to the right,
Yeah.
the moment for him to, ignite his career here and get
Well, I mean,
as
you,
he goes,
you go to a moment before that. I mean, you've got, like I mentioned before, you had Nathan Broadhead's snapshot where Smodic was just about to get onto it as well. Pulled out a fantastic
yeah,
save from Fulham. So we could have had another goal before then. It's just unfortunate that those types of chances are either being. I mean, you go back to the United game where Onana had a fantastic game against us, and since he's not been half as good. So it just doesn't fall for us sometimes. But it's fine as long as you don't lose the games. Then, especially away from home, games like that, certainly against teams like Fulham, where I saw stats saying how I think they scored something like I think 10 or 11 goals
12.
after. Yeah. So after like the 76 minutes, so
Yeah,
it was always a bit squeaky bum time because they themselves know that they can
yeah,
inflict a bit of
yeah.
pain later on in the game. So it's always going to be a bit like that, but. It's okay. It's a point gained, and as I say, I mean, in terms of the substitutions, I mean, you got Alhamidi coming on at the end. You'd imagine this month that he will go out on loan to get some proper game time, and you'd imagine that we'll bring in another recruit, so therefore we'll have a bit more strength in depth up top to replace Delap. But again, it's just sore because it's 2 penalties that have cost us the 3 points, and like you say. The Morsey one for me is a lot lazier than the Davis one. The Davis is like as you mentioned, he got turned. Unfortunately, that was the way it is. Whereas I think with the Morsey one, you've got Wilson running straight past him anyway, and I think to flick your leg out like that, you're running the risk anyway. So I thought that was a lot lazier, but it's okay. I'm not too downcast. It's one of those. It's one of those things. It's all good.
Excellent.
It's all good.
Curtis, and for a great Sunday afternoon. Look forward to talking to you again very
Yeah.
soon. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for jumping on
Thank
the
you,
show this
mate.
afternoon. All the
No
best.
worries.
I'm going to go to Josh, who's just appeared. Josh, welcome in. What's your thoughts following 2-2?
Hello, mate. It's a bit gutting, it really. Apologies if I repeat anything that anyone said because I've just joined the chat. And it's my first time on here.
Welcome.
I'm the Fisherman's son, by the way.
Hey, all right. We expect big things from you, Josh.
Yeah, no. So basically, it was if someone says to me before the game, you can have a point. I'm like, yeah, yes, please. I'll take that all day long. But today has felt like 2 points drop because I think we defended well, and then Morsey gives away that sloppy penalty, and then Leaf. If you watch the replay, when Jack Clark hits the post, Fulham regained the possession and on the counter attack. So that's my door.
That's all right.
Regain possession, and then he's jogging back. He's not getting back in position. And then when the ball's played out wide, he's all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I better make up some ground here." And then by the time he gets to the box, he's knackered, puts a foot out, and it's a penalty. And it's disappointing, but it's another point on the road. And yeah, I just think sometimes though these mistakes can be the difference between staying up and going down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Point against Southampton away, that's 2 points dropped in my view. Making mistakes again today, another 2 points drop. We're 4 points better off if we'd won those games. But I don't want to be negative. I think a point today we've definitely improved under this system that McKenna's playing.
Yeah,
but we need to go on and win these games. We can't be scoring 2 away and then not winning. Yeah.
But Josh, what do you say to the viewers at home that are writing in about Delap coming off, Delap not lasting 90 minutes again, Bristol Rovers up next? Why couldn't Delap see the games through and then have a week off next week? I'm a big believer, Josh. I'll put my cards on the table. Delap plays every minute of every game unless he physically can't. Frankly,
I
he
agree.
loses so much when he comes off, and it just felt, again, you invite pressure on without Delap's physicality up that front. How did you see Delap coming off on 80 minutes?
I don't like it. I agree with you, Martin. I think he's 20. What's he? 21?
Yeah, 2021.
He's 21. He's at the peak of his fitness, no doubt. And let's be honest, we're bringing on Alhamidi, who have got nothing against the bloke. He tries his hard, but he's not good enough. He is not good enough at all. And it shows that when he comes on. And I think there was a part towards the end of the game where Alhamidi picks the ball up in that final third. and he goes forward, then loses possession. Now, if the Lap had got in that position, I've got every confidence he'd have gone forward and created a chance there. And I don't know why McKenna insists on keep bringing the Lap off at 85 or minutes, because, like you just said, it makes a huge difference in that final third. And ultimately, I think it does contribute to the final result.
No, I agree. Prem says both Morsey and Davis should not be making risky tackles in the penalty area, and late in the winter they would have made us mathematically safe from relegation. Or am I jumping the gun a bit? So it's a point on the road. Who's your man of the match, just before I let you go?
Oh man, it's got to be either Smolix or the Lap, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the Lap.
Well. I'm going to be honest. I did miss the majority of the first half because I had other engagements with my daughter. But from what I saw the second half, I think because Smolix got back a couple of times and made some very crucial tackles. I mean, that bloke, I don't know what he's on, but he's got some energy, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, this is it. AD says, great to see Josh, the fisherman's son, on his talking town. David, you've done well. Hope to hear your opinions again soon. There you go, Josh. You've got big fans already. You're much better than your dad. Don't tell him I said that. Look after yourself, all right?
I hope he's watching.
All the best, Josh. Thanks ever so much.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
We've got O'Shea, man of the match from Eric. Broadhead, man of the match for Jules. Hamish says, Greaves or Broadhead, man of the match. Lots of love for Nathan Broadhead in the chat. Lee, what's your thoughts on Broadhead's performance this afternoon?
That's not the fisherman's son. He's talked too much sense. Absolutely.
I knew you'd say that.
I know.
Really, man.
Well done for coming on. Yeah, Broadhead. Do you know what? I was thinking about that. If you were going to ask me who the man of the match would be, I'd have probably given it to Broadhead. Yeah. I thought he linked up quite well. I mean, you know me, I'm always going to give it to a Delap otherwise. But I think, I think Broadhead's today. But, you think about playing away from home, he held the ball up quite well. He looked like he could thread a pass. He always looked dangerous on the ball. So I think we're seeing the player that when we first bought him back in League One, we were buying players that we thought could perform in the Premier League. And I think he's showing that. Now he's fully fit. So, and the rumours about the club trying to sell him in the close season, I know during, I've heard that. So that seems perhaps he'll hang around now. But yeah,
well, he's played his way into the team, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
a good couple of cameos off the bench, and then again today that ball into Johnson to set up the first goal, where Johnson rattles the crossbar and then Spodix finished it. That ball is absolutely world class, and I've said for a long time, Nathan Broadhead Lee is one of the only players we've got in our squad that has got such tight, sticky ball control. But not only does he have the ball control, he turns and he can run at players and he can make something happen. And he's not got the pace of a Jack Clark. He doesn't need the pace of a Jack Clark. It's all in his head, and he sees the game so wonderfully. He's such a fantastic player.
Yeah, well, he's got the pace with the ball. I think that's the thing.
Agree.
Straight running without the ball, you can be the quickest player on the pitch, but you've got to be able to run with it. Yeah. And when you're running with it, you're obviously running slightly slower most of the time. But yeah, it seems to stick to him at the moment, and he's making those runs. He's got that little jink with his feet between his left foot, right foot. That little tap between his feet where he gets a bit of space and can move on. So yeah, so I'm really pleased for him, because he was one of our standout players, certainly in League One. He was playing a different game to most people. So yeah, really pleased with him. But overall, if we'd have won that 2-1, I don't think anybody would have begrudged this. And that's not me sitting here with blue specs on. We soaked up a lot of pressure, particularly first half, but we always carried a threat. And if you think about it, we probably had the best chances. We come the closest to scoring other goals, I would say, particularly the Broadhead shot, and then Clark hitting the post. It's just, I don't know. He's one of those, as you said earlier, he just needs, if that goes in, it just kickstarts his season, perhaps.
Needs a moment,
even more so. But, fine margins, but we take a point and we move on. But I think the system now, we seem to be a lot tighter, and we've found a way where we're more comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. We limit
I'm not
other
saying
teams.
It's comfortable to watch. It's not comfortable to watch, I have to say. But I think we're going to have to be pragmatic about that for the second half of the season.
Apparently, it's your birthday today. Is that correct?
I don't know who told you that nonsense.
AD says that. I agree with you, Lee, and happy birthday to you today as well. Is it your birthday today?
That is my birthday, yeah.
Happy birthday, Mr.
Thank
Anderson.
you.
May you have a
Thank you.
fantastic day. Sadly, Tam couldn't get the 3 points for you. It came close, though. He came ever so close. And I agree with you on that system. It's not always a comfortable viewing because you concede possession a lot. But if you think about the game today, Fulham had a couple of chances that went wide of the goal. But overall, Christian Watt was made one save really from a credible threat of Fulham. That was in the first half with a good header. That was a good stop. Outside of that,
a good stop. Yeah,
it was a very good stop. Outside of that, and the 2 penalties, of course, but outside of actual open play situations, Walton's had very little to do today.
Yeah, we had the one right at the very end, the last kick of the game. But,
I didn't see that. I was up here preparing for the show.
All right,
so
that
don't count in my world.
I mean, that was a tight angle, and it was at his near post, and he smothered that really well. But his save, as mentioned on commentary about him being a big goalkeeper, it's not the fact that he got down to it; it's the fact what he did with it. The way he pushed it away, and you can say, well, that could go anywhere, but there was a strong hand just above the ground, almost on, let's say, like the half volley. Had that bounced, then that might have been a bit more difficult for him. Not saying it weren't difficult, but it was the parry away. It was the way he parried it away from the goal that really helped us. But yeah, as Curtis said, 2 lazy penalties to concede, I think, particularly the first one. And Morsey's caught him, because as soon as Morsey does that, every time Morsey's done that, he's bloody caught him.
Yeah, anytime any player does that, because even Davis was doing that, and you're thinking, no, you've definitely.
Yeah, he's caught him. Davis, he's caught him. He's got no reason to dive there. So no complaints really. A draw, is it a fair result? I guess because it's 2-2, but away from home, I think, we could have edged that for sure.
Absolutely. Sure. All right, Lee, and thank you to wonderful people at home for watching us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. Myself, Matthew Phillips, and George Nunn will be here to fully react to Fulham 2, Ipswich 2, and discuss Ben Godfrey, looking elsewhere as in terms of what other players we may need. But we're done for the day. Thank you for watching us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for interacting. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all tomorrow, 8 p.m. Take care. God bless.